said you was gonna let him speak. You see?
I'm speaking. I didn't speak.
Okay, look. It's okay.
What's wrong with that?
He said,
Not
look,
all
look,
Israel
look.
is Israel.
He
Part of
should
Paul.
be studied enough in the scriptures to go to the scripture. He should be
Okay,
well
I
versed
didn't
enough
look
to
at
bring
what
out
he
the
brought up.
scriptures.
Not all Israel is Israel, right? Those are perfect brothers. Did the Israelites
Hold on,
Abraham?
bro. Let him get the scripture. Get that Titus, bro.
Titus chapter 3.
Because the Lord told us what to do when people don't adhere to the word, bro. We're not supposed to keep constantly repeating the same message somebody don't believe. You guys are clearly non-believers of what we believe in, so why don't you go up there and teach, bro?
That's your
There's a corner over there.
Say
Hold
shake the
on,
dust.
hold on, bro. There's a corner over there, Why don't y'all go out there and teach?
Because you're
Why
lost and you're standing here.
Okay, or let us be lost then, bro.
Yeah, I
Get this precept, man. Shut up, bro.
Like real talk.
Go ahead, bro.
Titus chapter 3, verse 10.
Go ahead.
It says, a man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition rejects.
What does that mean, bro?
That's what
Hold on. Okay.
No.
All right.
Alright, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kodash. The blindness of my elders and apostles of every millstone, they're doing even well. Peace and blessings be unto the elect. You brothers out there teaching this truth in truth and in sincerity to you, I say Shalom. This is Brother Dawadaf from GMS Detroit Camp, coming at you with another video through the Spirit and power. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kodash. Today I want to do a video going in on this confusion, right, that Vocab alone brought to the branch of the Great Millstone, Cleveland camp. And those of this video will be edifying to the elect. So you heard the opening clip, which you can check out the rest of this video on their live streaming page, Feed the Flock, Cleveland Israelite. All right, check out the rest. And pretty much what this devil came with was confusion. Which when you look up the word confusion, it literally means with mixing. All right? So he brought in confusion. Here it is, the brothers are out there bringing out the word. And they want to mix in their bullshit into the teaching, into this live stream. And now, like the apostle has said, when he viewed this video, edification is not being achieved because Vocab brought in the confusion. And this goes back to what's written of within the book of Ezra, the 4th chapter, because these heathen, they have a problem with us teaching this word and raising up the tribes of Jacob through the power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. They have a strong problem with it. They hate it, actually. There's a 4:1. Now, with the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin, yes, indeed, you Israelites, you do have adversaries. Which an adversary is one whom is adverse, one who is against, one who is an enemy. All right? Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto Yahweh, God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither, which that goes into the transplants that were put into that land, which are not the true people of the Heavenly Father. I believe that account's written of within the book of Kings. Those transplants were put into the land. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, which I know it says there's E there, but that word there's Joshua, which in the Hebrew, that word there's Yahweh Shai. That's where you get the word Yeshua, like you see these clowns say, no, it's Yeshua. No, it's not. It's Yahweh Shai. But anyways, and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our God, but we ourselves together will build unto Yahweh, God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us. Verse 4, Slakia. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building. That's what you have going on now. Here it is, the spiritual house of Yahweh Baal Shem Shai is being built. All right, the tabernacles of David. You have these heathen that have a problem with this building. And what are they seeking to do? They're seeking to hinder the building by way of their different, what do you call it? Their different ploys, right? Such as, finding us wherever we're at and bringing confusion, coming with their, false doctrines, the virgin birth, the other one, the immaculate conception, the Gentiles are the heathen. They can make it. They come with all kinds of folly at this point. But they're doing all that in order to hinder this building that Yahweh Baal Shem Shai has preordained. But you can do nothing against the truth before the truth. This is Amos 9 and verse 11. And that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. Yeah, the tabernacle of David is the elect. So look, the electors are those that are being raised up. And how are they being raised up? Through this knowledge of truth. All right? Raised up because we were in a dead state. So this is Yahweh Baal Shem Shai raising us up from our graves. Ezekiel the 37th chapter. And close up the breaches thereof. The breaches are the differences between the tribes. Yahweh Baal Shem Shai is smoothing all that out. Which is why you see the so-called Issacharites teaching with the tribe of Judah. Judah teaching with Simeon. Gad teaching with, Reuben, so on and so forth. All the tribes, all right, that have been awakened and brought, all members of the tribes have been awakened and brought into this knowledge of truth. The differences between them has gotten smoothed out. That's why we're able to get along so well. And even for these jakes that are in the world, Yahweh Baal Shem Shai is pulling off that enmity, all right, away from the different tribes. That's why you see a so-called black woman, she'll be dating a so-called Mexican, or a so-called Puerto Rican dating a so-called black man, and so on and so forth, because that enmity is getting removed by Yahweh Baal Shem Shai. But beginning with the elect. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. Yeah, the Lord is building us back to that state that we were in beforehand. All right, and these heathen, they see it and they don't like it. That's why it says, "And great fear fell upon them which saw them." Pursuant to Revelation, the 11th chapter. Why? Because they know that, okay, if the elect are getting, sealed and awakened, then what has to shortly come after that? Their downfall. That's why the heathen are fighting tooth and nail to stop us. But it's not us that you're fighting against. It's Yahweh Baal Shem Shai. You're going to win that. You are not going to win that. Ezra 4 and verse 10. Oh wait, it's like 11. This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Artaxerxes the king. Thy servants, the men on this side the river, and at such a time, be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city. And that's how they view us. And have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundations. Be it known now unto the king that if this city be builded and the walls set up again, in this day and age, if the elect be woken up, all right, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, all right? Because it's the main factor. The main reason why Esau wants to have Jake in slavery is not just because he hates us, but because he makes crazy dough off of Jake. Jake is the number one consumer on this planet. All right? Even when Jake is broke, Jake still try to look fly. And Esau knows that. So he's making crazy money off Jake, let alone the workforce. The main workforce consists of Jake. All right, you are that main workforce. Now, because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore we sent and certified the king. Yeah, like they actually gave a damn. They didn't give a damn about, the honor and, you know, if the king, they really just hated us. That's really what it boiled down to. All right? Because if they were really seeking the king's honor, all right, and they had understanding, guess what? They would have counseled the king to, you know, to help us out. Because remember, the Lord said that he will bless those that bless us, right? And curse those that curse us, right? So if they're truly seeking the welfare of the king, you know what? You got to treat these Israelites good. You treat them good, you know, their God, he ain't going to be heated with you. Man, give a damn. They had their own ulterior motive, which was what? To stop us from building. When they were trying to smooth talk the king to get him to stop us from building. All right? Tell them what they want. They were concerned about they didn't want to, they didn't want the king to be dishonored. Ain't your real objective? 15. The search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, and that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed. We certify the king that if this city be builded again, and the walls thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion on this side the river. See? And that really messed them up. All right? Or messed them up. You know, in other words, because when you read further in chapters, it tells you that they stopped the building. All right? Let's see. Let's keep going. 17. So it says the king replies and work stops. So the king read that letter. He said, oh, this is going to mess up my pockets? What? You know, this is a rebellious city, or they be doing what now? Oh, no, we stopping this. 17. Then said the king in answer unto Rehum the chancellor, unto Shimshai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace, and at such a time. The letter which he sent unto us hath been plainly read before me. And I commanded, and search have been made. And it is found that this city of old time hath made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made therein. So they couldn't stand us. You know, they couldn't stand us. You know, they had the records. You know, Jake would constantly be in captivity. The Lord raised up a judge, and the judge would handle business and deliver us out of captivity. The whole book of Judges is all about Jake going into captivity and getting delivered out of captivity. You know? I wouldn't be surprised if this king knew about those different accounts. You know, pursuant to the scriptures. But nevertheless, they made their search, and they found what? They said that we made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made therein. 20. There have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, so he had the records. He knew. He said, oh shit, they had some major kings before them. Case in point, King David, King Solomon. All right? That's just two of many. We had great judges as well, you know, pursuant to Gideon, Samson, all right, so on and so forth, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them. See, they're like, oh shit, they come back as power, it's going to be a problem. Now we're going to be tributaries unto them. Now we're going to have to pay them toll and custom. All right? Give ye now commandment to cause these men to cease, and that this city be not builded until another commandment shall be given from me. So he like, oh no, we gonna put a stop to that. Okay? Give ye now, all right, 22. Take heed now that ye fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to the hurt of the kings? Yeah, because it's about money with them. You know, number one, it's about money. Number two, they want to keep, you know, their foot over Jake. They're like, oh man, we can't have them set back up, because then they go rebel against us and be free. Oh no. Is that not what Pharaoh feared? At least their adversaries come unto them, and the children of Israel join unto the adversaries and take down the Egyptians. 23. Now when the copy of the king's Artaxerxes' letter was read before Rehum and Shimshai the scribe and their companions, they went up in haste. You know, them demons was happy as all hell. to Jerusalem unto the Jews, and made them to cease by force and power. Then ceased the work of the house of the Most High, which is at Jerusalem. So it ceased until the 2nd year of the reign of Darius, king of Persia. So this is what these devils want. They want our work to cease. All right, they want the work, all right, the labor, the awakening of the tribes to cease. This is what they want. That's why Vocab's out there. That's why he went out there, to try and hinder the building. All right, here there's some demonic cops. Here them cops came out there. How come that shows you they're racist. When cops came out there, they weren't trying to get rid of Vocab. He was disrupting our religious servitude. Where's the outcry? Why aren't those men removed? All right? But it just shows you that this devil's racist. But now, let the roles have been switched. Man, they would have been got Jake out of there. You know? So look, you can keep trying to fight against the truth, but as is written, you can do nothing against the truth before the truth. We're going to take your confusion that you brought and turn it into edification to the Lord's elect. All right? Your praises, honors, and glories be to Yahweh, Shalom, 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 apostles and elders, peace, blessings to the elect, Shalom.